the ceiling of our very own sky. Our favorite view was two in the back of my car, just forgetting who we are. Lost in every moment, don't care if we stray too far. I wish I could bottle this feeling in the jar. Rewind the scene, take it back to the start. Who knows when tomorrow will come? Let's take off our shoes and together we'll run. I don't know what to expect, I don't know what's coming next. So we run as fast as we can, out across the ocean till we can't see the land. Others don't get it, no they don't understand. We can go wherever we want, so we run as fast as we can, across the ocean till we can't see the land. Others don't get it, no they don't understand. We can go wherever we want, wherever we want. Hold it tight. Is it me or are we dreaming, feeling like we both can fly? So we could run 1,000 miles, no matter the distance, wishing that we could be somewhere different, wishing to feel like we're still living. Cause who knows when tomorrow will come? Let's take off our shoes and together we'll run. I don't know what to expect, I don't know what's coming next, no. Who knows when tomorrow will come? Let's take off our shoes and together we'll run. I don't know what to expect, I don't know what's coming next. So we run as fast as we can, out across the ocean till we can't see the land. Others don't get it, no they don't understand. We can go wherever we want, so we run as fast as we can, out across the ocean till we can't see the land. Others don't get it, no they don't understand. We can go wherever we want, wherever we want. We looked up at the stars all night, they were painting on the ceiling of our very own sky. Our favorite view was two in the back of my car, just forgetting who we are. Lost in every moment, don't care if we stray too far. I wish I could bottle this feeling in the jar. Rewind the scene, take it back to the start. Who knows when tomorrow will come? Let's take off our shoes and together we'll run. I don't know.
Welcome back, everyone. So we're trying it again. Last week we did this, and it kind of caught our interest. So we're gonna try it again here, where we're doing some role playing, and this time Robin kind of has the theme up and running. He has the idea, and it is a Bloodborne theme. So it's gonna be following some similar situations to what would appear in those games, just in a more roleplay format. So we're gonna see how this goes. Robin, go ahead and explain how things begin.
So basically, you're gonna wake up in a gray graveyard kind of area that's looks like it's very dead, and there's like a whole bunch of ash as well. Um, Basically, you have no clue how you ended up here. Um, and you can tell that you might have been buried in ash, like a very thick layer of it, but you don't know.
Okay.
So yes.
Well, first step, let's look around a little bit, see if I can figure out anything about where I am.
You basically see, probably as far as you can see, is just graves. and more
Cool.
ash.
Just
Maybe a
your
few dead
typical
trees.
graveyard.
Yeah, but covered in ash.
Okay. Well, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, so I'm just gonna kind of wander around. I I don't know what I'm looking for.
As you're wandering around, you can hear in the distance the faint sound of what you assume is the sound of footsteps and maybe chains, but you're not sure.
Okay, chains probably aren't a good thing, honestly.
You also hear a few birds, but they're just crows.
Okay. Well, um, I'm gonna go towards the sound, but I'm gonna try my best to stay hidden.
All right. Um, as you end up getting closer, you can see basically a flickering light that, in the dim light of already what it is, you're assuming that it could be a campfire of some sort, maybe just a torch, but at this point, you have no clue where you're at still, other than a graveyard. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with the assumption that it's probably a torch, because a graveyard is less likely to have a campfire. So that's gonna be my assumption. But since I'm unsure, I'll still be careful.
All right.
I shall investigate
So,
further.
yeah, you start heading over towards the torch. Well, what you think's a torch. Um, turns out that it's a cross between a campfire and like a half broken campfire that has a sword stabbed into it vertically, like kind of at an angle.
Okay, someone stabbed a campfire. Very questionable, but it doesn't seem at first to have anything to do with me, so I guess I don't really care too much about it.
Um, you do hear you hear some footsteps approaching, but it sounds like they're moving slowly.
Okay. So we determined that I am a magic user. So would that mean I would know how to use a spell or spells?
You would need to find a catalyst first.
Okay, so I don't have
It's like a
any.
mage staff
Yeah,
or
I don't have
a
the catalyst.
talisman. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm a hide. I don't know what it is.
Um,
I'm gonna
you
try and
look for
hide.
a place to hide. There's literally nothing but cracked graves and ash and a
Well,
really dead tree nearby, but that's not going to hide you as well.
I can crouch down behind a grave, I guess.
Um, you crouch down behind one of the nearby graves, and you hear a voice basically go, "Oh well, I'll be darned. It's been a long time since I've seen one of your kind pass through here."
I'm not sure if they're talking to me, so I'm gonna stay quiet for now.
They are.
Yes, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to stay hidden.
You, unkindled one. What are you doing behind there?
Who are you?
My name is Onyx. I'm the keeper of the Ashen Graveyard.
That where I am?
Yes.
At this point, I've determined that they don't seem like they're going to attack. So I shall come out and kind of go face to face with them.
All
Uh,
right.
could you tell me how I got here?
Like all the other unkindleds, they wake from the ash,
That's
answering the call.
that's not exactly very helpful to me.
Um, Delta's joining in 5 minutes.
Okay. We shall have another person join us.
Yes. Okay, what were you saying now?
That doesn't help me very much. I don't remember much.
The Gravekeeper holds out one of his arms, the arm that's holding his like walking stick, with a lantern on the end, and points it in our direction and says, "This place has been long since forsaken. The world is dying. You must head to the city of Leandol. There you will find more guidance." And upon finishing saying this, he turns into ash and falls into the ground.
Cool. So he might have been a figment of my imagination. For all I know.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay. I look in the direction that he was pointing and see if I see anything.
Um, Very far off in the distance, you can see what looks like the outline of a large city.
Cool. So
It's
at
kind of
least
a
there is
ways off,
something.
but yeah, there is a city in the distance, or the ruins of a city, I could say, because world's dying.
Yeah, city's still a city for me. Considering I'm in a graveyard. I mean, unless there's something else here that might be of interest to me,
I mean, there's his
I'm
walking stick that serves really no purpose other than it's a walking stick with a lantern, so it might provide some light later.
how dark is it?
That's not that dark, kind of like dusk, but that's pretty much what it is almost all the time.
Okay.
But it could be helpful in like underground or you know indoor areas that have no light.
I mean, it might be a good idea, but I also don't expect. I want to get answers before I'm going into places like that.
Yeah, fair
So
point.
I think I don't need to pick it up. I may regret that later on, but that'll be a problem for me later on.
All right. So you're not grabbing anything, um, and you're just gonna start wandering in the direction of the city.
Yeah, I guess that's really all I can do at the moment.
All right. Um, you begin heading towards this so-called city of Leandol, and you've been walking for quite a while. It, oh, at least that's what it feels like to you. Also, you're walking through about 5 inches of ash at some parts, so your feet kind of sink into it each time you take a step. So it makes it feel like you're going a lot slower than you're actually moving, but you've been going for about 3 or 4 hours at this point, and you've gotten pretty close. You can, the city looks a lot bigger than it did before. Um, you've basically left the Ashen Graveyard at this like a few hours ago at this point, and you can see some, really ramshackly ruined buildings that are like kind of go in them, some of them, but others you can't really go into because they're too decrepit. Um, it's not really windy. I mean, you could say it's kind of raining ash still, but just barely. That could be just the wind. But so far, you've seen no signs of life other than the gravekeeper you met in the graveyard.
Who he may have been a hallucination.
Yeah, who may have been a hallucination.
Okay, cool. I still have no answers to what's going on, but the city is my next best option. So let's keep going. I want to get there
Alright.
at least eventually.
Um, you find a road. Well, like with a weird cobbled road kind of thing, like medieval times road.
Okay.
Um, it's not very well kempt, but it's walkable. It's better than walking in 3 inches of ash all the time. Um, so you basically start traveling down this road, and there's surprisingly a few flowers that are alive and not dying or dead. So it's a nice welcome to see some color other than gray.
Hmm. Has anything jogged my memory at all, or do I still not remember anything?
Um, you heard the what you could assume as some sort of singing, but considering you saw nothing really to indicate that there's anything living around here, you pretty much passed that off as an auditory hallucination at this point.
Okay. Well, gotta keep going. Gotta get to that city eventually.
Um, you finally managed to reach the one of the entrances to this massive city. Um, it does look like the gate is shut, but you can see off to the left side of it that there's like a hole in the wall, probably from like decay. Really, it's just old pieces of wood that are just leaned against there or something, like it was boarded up. But the wood looks very, very brittle and rotted. Like you could break it very easily.
Okay. I mean, if I'm supposed to get into the city, that's probably my best bet. Let's see if I can break in at all.
You start to pry off one of the boards and it snaps instantly.
Well, yep.
And
Very
more
weak
like
then.
doesn't snap, it more of kind of just falls apart in your hands because of how rotted it is.
Okay. So, very distinct feeling that there's no one here.
You finish pulling off the 5 other boards, and yes, there is definitely a hole behind it. You kind of have to crouch or like bend over to go in it, but it clearly goes through to the other side of the wall. So,
Yeah, that's my way in.
um, you start crawling through this, well, semi-crawling through this hole, and you come out on the other side of the wall, and you stand up and see some slightly better kept buildings that look like there was people living in them recently, but you can tell from where you're at that several of the doors have been just literally just bashed inward. Like something that like broke through the doors violently to to get inside. But some buildings actually have their doors intact. So I guess that's a plus.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
um, I'm gonna examine one of those buildings.
So you approach one of the buildings with the shattered doors and you go in and it looks pretty nice. There's an oil lantern that's lit
Oh,
and
lantern is
hello
lit.
Delta. Yeah, Delta, I will get to your part in a moment.
Okay.
Basically, you see a few oil lanterns that are lit. Um, and compared to everything else you've seen, this is probably the nicest place you have seen. It actually has color.
Very interesting.
And there is a staircase going to what you assume is the second floor.
Okay.
I'm
Do we
gonna,
want to pause mine there and introduce Delta?
yeah, I'm gonna switch over to Delta now.
Okay.
Delta,
Wait,
you,
real quick, what
yeah,
class did you pick, Delta?
Cleric.
Cleric. Got it.
all right, cool. Delta, you start in, okay, basically, you wake up from your nap as you've been traveling for quite a while. You're currently in the Farron Swamp, which is really just the
Can't
decrepit
hear
swamp
noise.
of stuff. Um, you can see in the distance a lot of mountains, and what you can only make out is probably what looks like to be a city. Um, you've been traveling for quite a while, and really, you haven't seen any signs of much people lately, other than maybe just birds, a few birds here and there. But you did find a note somewhere that had said, "Head to the city of Landel to find the truth." And that was pretty much all that this like bloodied note had said.
Okay.
Um, and so you are heading towards that city. Um, really on your way there, you still see nothing but like just a few birds. The ground is swampy, and in the distance you can see the ground turn from like swamp terrain to the ground is now covered in ash, kind of thing, of a thick layer of it.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Um, but that's really your only way to that city that you can see, and you really don't want to be walking through the swamp any longer than you have to. Um, but you do eventually reach the western gate of the city.
Okay.
Um, the gate is actually collapsed. Um, but there is a really old looking iron grate kind of thing to the side of it that you can only assume was used for irrigation. At least you hope. But like you can tell that these bars are very old and will literally fall apart if you poke them.
Well, I guess I'm going to poke some bars then.
Yeah, you've basically
Poke, poke.
removed the grate by poking it. Um, they just kind of like fall apart, kind of. They're just so badly rusted and old that it's a leaf could have touched it and it would have fallen apart, kind of thing. Um,
Fun.
there is a partial tunnel behind it. Like you can't stand up in it, but it's you'd kind of have to crawl through it. But you get into this city, and the first thing you see is graves
Oh, wonderful.
and a few very decrepit buildings.
How fun for you. You entered through the graveyard.
Yeah. Um, you can hear the sound of the very distinct sound of a campfire nearby.
I will
And,
travel towards that.
all right, so you approach this slightly better looking building than the others. That surprisingly has an intact door.
Magical.
Yeah. Um, the door doesn't really want to open, but you hear sounds of movement from inside the building, but you're not sure what it is. But considering you haven't seen another person in a long time, you go ahead and knock on the door anyway, just out of curiosity. And like the bars, the door falls apart. The door wasn't very well built. More like it just falls off its
Obviously.
hinges kind of thing. You have thoroughly scared the crap out of the person that was in there.
Am I just freakishly strong then? Maybe it's just
No,
a
just the
normal door.
buildings here are just freakishly, horribly built. You see a campfire in the, well, more like the fireplace is lit, and there is someone kneeling there in front of it, and they're wearing a gray cloak kind of thing with the hood up, but you can see that they have long black hair kind of thing. Kind of like the equivalent of if a girl put a hoodie hood on and they have long hair kind of thing. Kind of like that.
Okay.
The person basically says, "Welcome, unkindled one. You've picked quite a time to arrive."
Have I now?
What now?
Sure.
You
I'm
could have
terrible.
arrived at a better time. The the link of flame is unstable, though knowing that an unkindled is here, this doesn't bode well for this world.
Sorry?
The cycle has been broken.
Okay.
Seek out Sarana, the Keeper of Flame, in the Church of Irithel.
I'll do that.
And promptly after saying that, she turns into embers and merges with the fireplace and poofs. They're not dead.
Wonderful.
They kind of just teleported.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just continue on my merry way.
You do find a map, though, a very
Oh, that's
poorly
good.
drawn one,
That's better than
but
nothing.
yeah. So you scrounge what you can, take the map, obviously, nothing else is really worth value, and you start searching the city. Over to you, Zara.
Alright. I'm going to assume I just keep searching buildings until I find something of interest.
Yeah,
I still
pretty
don't know
much. It's
why I was told to come here. So I'm just
you've
looking for
searched a few
whatever.
buildings at this point, and the next one you enter, you see a pile of corpses in it. Very badly mutilated ones.
Well, that's not good.
And some of them seem fresh.
So whatever tore through the doors might still be here.
Yeah, as far as you know. Or as you could assume.
That's not good for me. I should probably be careful.
As you're kind of backing away from the room that you found these corpses in, you bump into a table,
Oops.
which knocks over a vase, which sequentially shatters
Oops.
very loudly. And Delta, who happens to be quite probably a few buildings away, hears this said vase shatter.
It's a quiet city.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
one here.
Yeah, but
Um,
like
so
very
you end up
quiet.
running towards the sound because that sounded very distinctly like someone may have dropped a plate or something and it broke.
Lovely.
Yeah. Um, you end up bursting in through the door on the other side of the room that Zara's in, probably also scaring them half to death.
Ha!
Yeah.
Yep. Hi there. Are you another ghost?
I pretty sure I'm not. Unkindled, I think was what I was called. Whatever it is, I'm going to a place.
Oh, okay.
Loosely checks notes. Church of
Irithel.
Nearthal.
Cool. I mean, I
Do you have a
don't
place
know
you're
what
going?
I was supposed to do here. Uh, this guy kind of told me to come here and then puffed into ash.
A similar experience here, except mine actually told me a specific location, so
Ah, that's helpful. I'm going to go with the assumption that I was most likely meant to find that info as well. Do you mind if I join you?
not at all.
Cool. Let's go find this church.
Do you know what's with the
So,
corpses?
No, but I did find a couple of doors that were torn apart, so something might be here. We might want to be careful.
It could also just be a bird. I've seen a lot of them, and these doors are very fragile.
I find it unlikely that it was a bird.
Okay.
oh, trust me, there are things worse than birds.
Sorry, I'm going to run and grab something out of the oven. Give me like
Okay.
Okay.
a minute.
Um, so in the distance, well, you can basically hear from basically kind of really far away, you hear the sound of what you only could assume is a cross between some kind of entity roaring and a wolf.
Great. Wolf mutation.
Um,
I don't think I want to fight with that.
no, but it's not like the sound of like an angry wolf. It's the opposite. It sounds like the wolf is getting the crap beaten out of it.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to fight with whatever's beating up the wolf then.
Smart choice.
That's even scarier.
Um, though after you had knocked over the vase, you do see a piece of paper on the ground from it.
Whoa, paper. Let's go investigate it.
So you pick up this piece of pristine paper
Okay, so
that
it obviously doesn't belong here.
is probably the cleanest piece of paper you have ever seen.
It has been freshly made.
Pretty much. Um,
Magical.
it's a blank piece of paper.
Well,
Oh,
that's less
great.
You've
exciting.
checked both sides. There's nothing on either side. Well, that is until you see writing appear on it.
Oh, cool. It's like Harry Potter with the troublemaker map.
Yeah. Um, this city fell long ago.
Really? I couldn't have gathered that from the context.
Yeah. This city fell long ago. Those who remain are those who were cursed by that of the dark sign.
Oh,
That sounds
Though,
bad.
does that include the fireplace lady?
no.
Okay.
Um, there are few places left in this dying world that are safe.
Oh yeah, obviously this building's
So
full of
the
corpses.
path to Irithyll seems blocked, but we found a path through Black Rock. And you see a small map kind of thing. Like, you are here, and then this is how you get to Black Rock,
Well, that's
kind of
convenient.
thing.
I mean, with no other hints as to what we're supposed to do, I guess we can follow the mysterious map that appeared out of nowhere.
Totally not a trap.
As I
Well,
said, we have nothing else to go off of.
Yeah. So the two of you leave the building with the mound of corpses, and you get outside, and surprisingly, it's a little better weather, questionably. And it's not like it's any better, it's just, you know, it's a little bit brighter. That's pretty much it.
It got brighter.
Yeah,
Okay.
just tiny bit. Um, so you end up eventually finding your way to the entrance of Black Rock, which is quite literally the definition of a ramshackle cave that was poorly built, that has a almost empty oil lantern in front of it. That's pretty much it.
This is when I regret my decision to not grab that staff.
Yeah. Um, I mean, you do have like a small vial of oil fuel for it, but that's not gonna last that long. But yeah, considering that this is the presumably the only way into the city of Irithyll, um, looks like it's your only chance or choice, pretty much.
Well, this doesn't look great. What do you say? Should we go in the cave?
sure.
Okay then. I guess we'll
So
poke our
It
head
doesn't seem
in.
like we have a choice.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
yeah, so you enter the so you one of you guys picks up the oil lamp,
I'll probably be the one
and
holding it.
yeah, so you both head
I picked it up, but I
into
gave it to you.
Okay.
yeah, you both head into Black Rock Cave. And you've been walking for quite a while. It is almost pitch black in here. The only light source you have is this oil lamp. Um, it's by far, yes, it's indeed a cave. Um, but it's got like a slight downward slope to it. So you can
Not
tell you're going downhill, but you've been walking for a while, and yeah, you've not seen really much other than what seemed to be a few iron cages here and there. Um, you do eventually find a branch off to the left that there is a flickering light coming from it.
Ooh, light.
wonderful.
That's hopefully a good thing.
Um, Zara ends up almost running towards this light, thinking that there's gotta be something here that's alive other than me and this cleric. Surprisingly, you do not trip on anything while you're running towards this flickering light. And you've actually almost completely forgotten that you had someone else with you as soon as you saw this light. And they are running behind you going, "Where are you going?"
I would not. I know where they're
Um,
going. They're going towards the light.
Fair point. And it's the exact same type of campfire that you saw before, Zara, in the graveyard.
Cool, another spooky campfire.
Except this time, you can see that there's a kind of like a laying down log there nearby. That there is someone in a gray cloak sitting there. And you're kind of like to the side of them, but this is actually quite the person that Delta had saw earlier go into the fireplace kind of thing. But of course, you wouldn't know this, but yeah. They're just sitting there watching the flames.
Oh, hi. Who are you?
Oh, it's unkindled. Of course it is. Wait, you're unkindled. Wait, are you both unkindled?
I don't know.
Yes, I suppose.
It seems maybe.
Oh, it's been so long since I've seen other people. I mean, you guys aren't really people, you're unkindled, but
Could you maybe explain what that means? You don't seem very
oh,
happy about
unkindled?
it.
Um, it's a very long story. My name's Serana. I'm a flame keeper.
Okay then, more stuff that I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that.
Flame keepers are ones tasked with maintaining the link flame.
And is that important?
It keeps the balance.
That
It
sounds
also
important.
it also keeps him from being freed.
Ooh.
Mysterious person.
There used to be more like him, until they too perished to that of the dark side.
Okay, so Dark Sign is very bad. It has killed lots of people.
It has only affected the lords themselves. The others, well, they suffered a worse fate, the hollowing.
Is that that's what occurred to us?
Yes,
Okay.
the unkindled are also known as hollowed. They cannot die in the traditional sense. You see this fire, for example. If an unkindled were to die before sitting, well, after sitting near one of these, they would reappear here at the last one of these they rested near. Basically, it's the equivalent of you die, but you're not dead. You just poof back to the last one of these you sat at.
Sounds useful.
Agreed. I'm immortal.
Yay.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a bad thing in this case.
Tell me, you two, have you seen the one robed in black who wields the scythe shrouded in black flame?
Don't think so. Granted, I
Nope.
can't remember much more than what happened today.
Yeah, strange that is.
Well, good. Hope you never run into them.
Don't count on it.
Good to know. They should be avoided.
Them along with other things. Have you met Annex yet? Hope he's still around, actually.
No, I have not. Have you?
No, as I said, I don't remember anything
Annex was the
sooner.
gravekeeper.
Yeah, but I never got a name.
Yeah, I told you his name was Annex, the keeper of the Ashen Graveyard.
Cool, I already forgot. Alright, I did meet someone. You puffed into ash, though, so I don't know.
Does that count as a
Well,
person?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
so you did meet Annex then.
Well,
If that's who that was, then sure. He left his staff behind.
Oh. So he too became unhallowed too many times.
there's a limit?
Well, that's sad, but at least he doesn't have to live in this place anymore. Hey, you guys don't mind if I join you, right?
Not
I
not
mean,
particularly.
yeah, we don't really know what's going on, so having someone who does might be helpful.
Well, more of there's someone I need to meet in Irithyll Castle, but not sure if they're still there or not. If they're not, they probably moved on to the next area. But if you want to get, wait, you guys are trying to get to Irithyll, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
that's the
that's where
only
you
reason
told me
people
to
ever
go,
come
I
down to this
think.
place. Oh, cool. So she holds out her hands and basically grabs both of your guys' hands. And the three of you basically pull the same thing that Delta saw the first person pull of turning into embers and poofing into the campfire kind of thing.
Lovely. I did
Um,
not give permission for that to occur, but off we go.
Agreed. I will be very startled by this.
um, so you guys rematerialize in a very nice looking room with a very nice looking fireplace. And you both kind of like fell down in the process of materializing again.
Yeah, I'd
Great.
assume so.
Also, doing this for the first time is very disorientating.
Yeah,
So, also, it's very nauseating too.
Oh, great.
cool.
Um,
There's a chance I might throw up then.
but Serana is sitting there next to the fireplace in a chair, looking at the fire.
An enriching activity.
Yeah.
I was not
Um,
ready for that.
you probably vomit after saying that. You
Yeah,
were
I mean,
so nauseous, you were so disorientated that
at the very least, I would have been gagging.
yeah. Um, though compared to everywhere else you've seen, this room smells quite nice. It smells like flowers.
Well, now it doesn't.
Not anymore.
No, it smells like a cross between flowers and vomit.
Have you eaten anything?
Actually, that's a good question. Have I eaten
You guys
anything
don't
recently
need to
enough?
eat. You're unkindled.
Then it's
But
just
what
dry
is he
heaving.
throwing out?
No, it's just liquid
Yeah,
of
dry heaving.
mysterious color. Well, very questionable color.
Okay.
It's actually pink.
Oh,
That's concerning.
that is very concerning, actually. But I guess we aren't supposed to question it too much.
No, you're not.
No. Okay.
And so Serana basically goes, you just really threw up, didn't you?
Yeah, I say as I wipe my mouth. You kinda threw me for a loop there. I didn't know what to expect.
Oh, sorry, I mean, well, that's bonfire hopping for you.
Oh,
Cool, you have a name for it and everything.
I mean, we flame keepers invented it.
Cool, then you should know that it's not that enjoyable.
I mean, you get used to it eventually.
well, yes, but you still have to warn people.
Do we though?
If you don't want
Yes.
this...
Also, it's pink. That's cool. I haven't seen that color of it before.
Oh,
That's slightly concerning.
I've
I
seen
thought it was
green,
gold.
I've seen teal, I've seen neon yellow,
That is very concerning.
I've seen Neapolitan.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah,
Someone threw up ash once. That was kind of fun.
your definition
Oh,
is quite strange.
I mean, there's not really much to do
Mind Ash too
for us
much.
anyway. I mean, we just kind of our entire purpose is to watch the flames and to guide the unkindled. Oh, just so you know, this room will be your respawn point for a while.
Okay then.
The door's over there. I'm sure one of you has a map.
Yeah, we do.
Have fun.
But how do we know where we are in relation to the map?
The map tells you. And
Oh,
promptly after saying that, the two of you kind of get pulled out the door by the air, and the door shuts behind you.
Okay.
But
that
the
was
building
eventful.
the place you're in is like the room, but like very elegant and aesthetically pleasing. With actual living flowers.
Oh,
Wow.
Compared to everything else you've seen, this is quite an upgrade.
Yeah. Alright then.
And you do see a bird sitting on top of a vase, but that's at the end of the hall.
Bird.
Bird flies away.
Bye, bird.
oh.
Okay. Let's take a look at that map, I guess. If
You
it tells us where to go.
you guys open the map that Delta has, and you can see two dots on it that both say "You are here," and you can basically see the entire layout of the Irithel Castle that you're in.
Wonderful.
Um, and as you're looking at the map, you hear the sound, like the echoing sound of what sounds like armored footsteps.
Oh, lovely.
That sounds scary.
In plate mail.
Yeah, that sounds scary.
I mean, it's not that big of a problem.
It probably is, though.
Could just
Yeah.
be an armored doggo.
Yeah, totally not a problem.
It's completely harmless unless you have meat.
I mean, as far as we know, we are meat. So we don't know if it is going to be dangerous to us.
No, you promptly see as you're walking around the castle, all of a sudden you hear and see this black armored figure get promptly, what you can only assume is thrown down a hallway, ragdolling into a wall, and crumpling into a heap on the ground, with a pool of blood now forming under it.
This place is scary.
There is also a sword embedded in this thing's head.
Oh.
Yeah, this place is scary. I don't like it here.
Um,
Not anymore.
you see a person basically walk over and pull the sword from its head and then resheath the weapon. Um, and this person is wearing kind of like the black cape robe thingy, but without the hood. And they have a helmet on and armor as well, but they really only wanted to kill that one thing.
Okay. Non-threatening vibes, I guess.
Yeah. They do spot you, by the way.
Ah.
Yeah. I'd assume we probably weren't very well hidden.
No, you're standing in the middle of a hallway. I mean, the closest cover is a potted plant, but that's questionable.
I mean, I tried to hide behind a grave, so obviously
Yeah.
I'll try and make it work. Nah, it's obviously no use to hide at this point.
Yeah.
There is. I will
Um.
attempt.
Yeah. No. They look you dead in the eye, Delta, and say, "You're another unkindled, aren't you?"
Yes. Although I was under the impression that's rare.
I saw you in Farron.
Oh. Okay.
And then they look over at you, Zara, and say, I saw you talking to Annex. So
Oh,
what'd you think of the crazy old geezer anyway?
uh, I don't know. I talked to him for like 5 seconds.
Let me guess, he poofed into ash.
Yeah, if you saw me talking to him, wouldn't you have seen that too?
Yeah, he just does that to everyone, though. I mean, sometimes he pops into confetti.
I'm questioning the sanity of these people.
You should be questioning the sanity of this entire world, dude. I've been stuck here for 22 years.
Oh boy.
I mean, I've seen so many unkindled. Also, these things. By the way, these are Black Knights, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Um. So, what do you guys think of the ash? It's a cool color, huh?
It's gray.
It's ashy.
No, in all seriousness, you haven't seen Rana, have you? Basically, as the person says this, you can kind of sense bloodlust emanating from them.
Uh,
I
I don't
no.
believe so.
Dang it. Been looking for her for a while.
Well,
I'll find her later.
good luck on your search, I guess.
So, what quest did they give you this time?
Church of Earthil.
Well,
Yeah.
congratulations. You're in Irithel Castle.
Yeah, I think I got that.
We have
part.
heard that part. So, do you know where the church is?
Oh. So they're sending you there.
Yes.
Is that good or bad?
I mean, a few years ago that would have been. That church doesn't exist anymore. It's crumbled just rubble.
So, are we supposed to search the ruins then? Is that what they want us to do?
No. But I can take you guys to I can point you guys in the direction that you do need to go. I can go as far as escorting you to the entrance. But other than that, you're on your own.
Okay, I guess. No one really seems to get us very many answers.
No.
Trust me, most questions here are better left unanswered. Trust me.
I will
Wait,
not.
no. You guys didn't have to fight the almost endlessly resurrecting skeletons.
Okay.
That doesn't sound exciting.
No, it's not. Alright, anyway, follow me. So he ends up leading you kind of out of a hole in the wall at some point, down a pile of rubble, and out of the city. And in the distance, you can see basically a gigantic mountain that you can only assume is 100 times bigger than Mount Everest.
That's pretty big then.
Do we
Yeah,
know Mount Everest?
no, I was using a real world size comparison.
Ah.
Um, and the guy basically goes, "Well, this is as far as I can take you." And he points all the way to the summit, towards the summit, and goes, "That's where you need to go.
Okay.
Arch Dragon Peak."
Great.
And turns around and just starts walking away.
Well, I guess we're off.
I guess so.
But more of he kneels down, pulls out a bone, crushes it in his hand, and then disappears into embers.
Cool, more teleportation. Good for them, I
Yeah,
guess.
pretty much.
He has the gall to complain about whoever that other person was in the graveyard doing it.
Agreed.
So you start to climb up the semi properly built path. Um, you see some birds flying around. Bolt of lightning strikes somewhere about a mile and a half away. Um,
Was it even cloudy?
did you seriously just ask that?
Well, you haven't exactly this.
It's been raining
Okay.
ash.
Well, ash,
Yes, that's
yes.
not
Ash is
rain.
very different from actual rain.
Although it can still have
Yeah.
electrostatic properties.
Um, so you've been climbing this winding path for almost a day now, and the sun, so the sky has finally gone dark. It's finally nighttime. Um, as you're walking aimlessly up this path, Zara ends up tripping over a unlit version of the bonfire, kind of thing that he'd found in the graveyard,
Okay.
and promptly falls flat on his face.
Cool, I tripped. Well, that's annoying.
Great.
That's what we get for walking in the dark, though.
Can we make
Yep.
it
Can
not
we light it?
lit? Yeah.
Can you do what now?
Can we
Light the
light the fire?
bonfire.
You reach your hand towards it to light it with a fire spell, but before you can do that, it ignites itself.
Rude.
This is how bonfires work.
Okay.
Rude, but slightly convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still rude.
Um,
Don't care if it's how it works.
you can sit at this bonfire.
What if we don't?
And you'll be here for a while.
I mean, my guess is might want to sleep because obviously, if I kept going, I tripped.
Ah, yeah,
No,
okay.
you tripped because you hit the edge of the campfire thing and you tripped on it.
Yeah, but who knows what
Yeah.
other things are out there that I might trip on?
Fair point.
Bigger things. Scary things.
One
like
of you
small
guys should probably stay up and take the first watch.
things. I'll do that.
All right, so Zara lays down kind of near the bonfire, and Delta's, just sitting there taking the first watch. And off in the distance, you can see a faint red glow of what looks like a pair of eyes
Ooh.
that's kind of like floated upwards a bit. Kind of looks like it's being assembled. You can
Well,
also hear the clanking of bones, rattling kind of thing.
I'm going to wake Zara.
Okay, so you've kind of like gently kicked him in the leg to wake him up.
Sounds rude, but that works.
I'm
So
awake.
Zara jolts awake and goes, "Hey, what was that for?" Um, and you point out to him that you see something in the distance. Though, now that he's awake, you both can see there's nothing in that direction.
Oh, lovely.
It's since moved to a different direction. They're quite fast.
So, possibly vanishing enemies. Wouldn't be
Probably.
that
Oh,
surprising compared to what
nope.
we've seen before.
Think back to what the guy said that you met.
What did he
Be
say?
thankful you didn't have to fight the undying skeletons that kept reforming.
Why would we think that was what the enemy was?
Well, I mean, that's the only thing he mentioned that could have been an enemy.
Footsteps.
Yes, but we have no reason to think that that's what this is. So it could
Mm,
just be a
point.
teleporting wolf for all we know.
Okay. Luckily for the two of you, a bolt of stray lightning ends up striking said mysterious entity, thus sending all of its bones flying everywhere.
So
Also, promptly
convenient.
sending a femur flying into Delta's face.
Oh. Yeah, what does that do to me?
It just bonks you in the head.
A bonk. You have been bonked by bone.
Yeah, it's a human femur.
Okay. Uh, About human femur size or larger than human femur
Human
size?
femur size.
Okay.
It's an adult human femur.
Hmm.
So it's not a wolf.
No, because the skull of the thing landed next to you guys. And it's a human skull.
It's not
but-
just a wolf. It's a wolf
No, it's a
carrying a
human
skeleton
skull.
in its mouth. Yeah. And the wolf got struck by lightning and threw the skeleton at us.
Yeah,
Totally.
fair enough theory. Um, the femur that you picked up off the ground after it hit you in the face. There's some writing on the side of it
What does it
that
say?
says "Homeward Bone." Kneel down, crush in hand to teleport to last rested at bonfire.
Oh,
One-time use.
So that's what he did.
wonderful.
Yeah. You kind of just put it in your pocket.
An entire femur.
Just casually
Don't ask.
pocket a bone.
Don't ask.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Um. So eventually, it gets light enough that you can kind of see the path again. So you can start heading up the mountain again. Um. As you do so, you can see a slightly less dead tree than the other dead trees, though this one has something hanging from it. It's a flame keeper. They had
Oh.
been they've been dead for quite a while. They were hanged on the tree.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Um
I know them. We've seen a lot of corpses.
Yeah, at this point we're starting to become desensitized to it.
yeah,
At least it's just one this time.
but
Agreed.
near the tree you see the skeleton, like the kind of like a rotting corpse of a dead dragon.
Oh,
Ooh, dragon.
And it's not just one corpse, it's several.
Well, there goes the body thing.
What?
We have multiple bodies again.
Yeah, there's about 5 or 6 very large dragon corpses of varying freshness just there, piled up.
what do we have
And
here?
yeah, um,
One dead person hung from a tree, and several dragon corpses.
yeah, and one of the corpses has very distinct slash marks on it that would
Dude,
be indicative to that of if a scythe had cut it.
Oh, lovely.
Didn't we get mention of someone that we didn't want to meet with a scythe?
yeah, black robes, I believe. It was probably fine.
Hopefully they assume there's nothing more living here, because they killed it all.
Um, anyway, Zara is actually you can hear your stomach grumble, kind of thing, like you're hungry.
I thought we didn't have to eat. Very rude.
Your stomach growls too.
Mm.
Asking for food even though it doesn't need to eat.
You can smell something quite appetizing nearby.
I hope it's not
The
dragon.
what?
I hope it's not dragon meat. That'd be a very inconvenient craving.
Why?
Well, just in the future, if we ever happen to want that, and there's not a bunch of dragon corpses.
Very conveniently located nearby.
Is
I
that what
mean, it's either that or the hanging human corpse.
Oh,
But
well,
Yeah.
we've seen plenty of human corpses, but this time we're hungry and there's dragon.
So we shall go for dragon.
yeah, so you pull out your very dull dagger and kind of like start trying to get some chunks of meat off one of the dragon corpses that's relatively fresher than the others.
Wait, is that what we want? Is it the dragon or is it something else?
It's the dragon,
Oh,
as far
okay.
as you know. So you start cutting into this thing, and a burlap sack kind of thing just slides out, covered in the internal organs and blood of a dragon.
there was something inside the dragon. Did the dragon eat it before it died?
Yes. For all intents and purposes, it's a sack full of cheese wheels.
Oh,
I'm not sure if I'd want to eat that.
You're hungry.
But there's dragon.
There's dragon.
At least
It's a
dragon
cheese
we
and
can
meat
cook.
diet.
At least with dragon we can cook the meat.
Okay.
Who knows what we can do with the cheese? Or what it's
Gonna
been
use it as
through.
a projectile? Bait? I don't know. Maybe
I
you'll
mean,
find some rats later on that like it.
yeah, I guess we could keep it.
Maybe. But
Think
they all
back
from
to
the
what
dragon.
you left at the graveyard. And how you regretted not grabbing it.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume we'd probably still grab it. We're just not gonna eat it.
Yeah, you put it into your pocket. You grab this like 30-pound bag of cheese and just put it in your pocket.
Yes.
Okay.
As per role-playing rules, where
Yeah.
size doesn't mean anything. You can carry whatever you want.
Yeah, quite essentially your pockets are
I-
bottomless pits, kind of.
I do want dragon meat though. Can we
Yes.
have that?
Yes, so
Eat the
you end
dragon.
up slicing off a few large chunks of relatively fresh dragon meat. And, I mean, the only place you can find to cook it is at the bonfire.
I mean, it's a fire.
Yeah, so you go over and
Who?
Zoph joined.
Ah, hello.
Oh, hello.
Are you interested in joining us?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Have you taken a
Cool.
look at the roleplay section with the thread?
It's in characters. It's a thread off that SoulsBorn.
Yeah.
Let me see. SoulsBorn. I'm interested in joining. I wasn't earlier because I had a competitive TF2 game, but
That's totally fine.
You're fine.
but
Um,
the second round got canceled.
Oof.
that's totally fine.
Yeah, we're doing our. This is kind of our test session to kind of get a feel
Yeah.
for how things would end up working out for when we do the full campaign.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let's see.
So yeah, go ahead, take a look there, and pick one of those classes listed there, and let us know which one you want to be.
Cleric.
Cool. We have
We
two
already have
clerics.
the cleric.
Doesn't matter. We can have multiple.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, let's see. I know where I'm gonna have you start. So you basically find yourself in a very old-looking town. It's very dark. It's quite frankly underground, and the only light is from piles of burning corpses, pretty much.
Oh,
And basically, this town looks like it's been here for a very long time and very ominous. You do end up hearing basically a whisper, like whispering kind of thing that says, "You will become my champion. You will bear the mark of Ash. You will become my champion of Cinder." As you can feel a mark get basically singed upon your flesh, kind of thing, on your hand, as you kind of know that. Well, now you know that your entire purpose now is, quite frankly, hunting down those who are unkindled. You basically shared the same fate as another character that I have, who is basically a character in a black robe, who wields a scythe shrouded in black flame. Basically, you and them are basically the same. You had the same thing happen to you that happened to them. You are both under the influence of the Lord of Cinder.
How many
And
sacrifices do I need to perform daily?
your entire job is basically to hunt down and kill any unkindled that you find.
What does indulge mean?
Me and Delta.
Yeah, you will know when you find them.
This clearly is its ass. Probably.
Yeah, basically, your outfit is kind of the same thing as the other person I described, except it's a golden version kind of thing, like a
Ooh, fancy.
blackish gold version. It's a black cloak with gold crack, like patterns on it, like
Striations.
symbols and sigils kind of thing. Very cool and creepy looking. And you have basically the same type of weapon they do. Instead of it being a scythe shrouded in black flame, it's a scythe shrouded in frost, basically.
Alright.
You also have the ability to travel between bonfires or any place with a significant amount of ash.
Isn't that just
Well,
everywhere?
time to start
Yeah, pretty
burning
much.
buildings.
What?
Time to start burning stuff.
No,
There's no
no.
need.
I mean, the entire
Yeah.
world has a significant amount of ash on it, so
Yep, the entire world has already been burned.
But you can still burn things if you
Yes.
truly desire
yeah,
to.
no, but for all
Yes.
intents and purposes, the way that you know an unkindled is nearby is basically that mark that was burned on your flesh will start growing cold. Like, very cold. Kind of thing. So the closer you are to an unkindled, the colder that mark will get.
Alright.
And you basically turn into a pile of embers and you re-emerge at a pile of ash somewhere on a mountain.
I see who's around. Well, look around.
A very high amount of dragon corpses of varying degrees of decay. And several piles of burning human corpses. You are currently above ground, by the way. You're also on the same mountain that the other two are on, but a different part of it.
Do I have any weapons?
Yeah, the scythe.
I look for a dragon bone.
Why?
I don't know. I just want a dragon bone.
You grab a dragon tooth.
And I keep it for later.
Okay, you put it in your pocket.
And I go for searching for anyone else.
So you basically just start roaming the mountain looking
Yeah.
for unkindled. Okay, back to you two now.
Cool. We're numbing food because apparently we're hungry.
Yeah, you're eating some questionably cooked dragon meat.
Pretty much. What a fantastic chef.
Okay. Um, Zara ended up eating too much and is now barfing a combination of ash and what looks to be barbecue sauce.
Oh,
Trying to figure out who that was coming from.
What?
I don't know. I just heard something.
Oh. What, the vomiting ash and barbecue sauce?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, you. This is an interesting scenario that I seem to keep getting myself into.
You eat too much.
well,
I mean, you ate like way too much dragon meat.
last time she vomited, it was just teleportation sickness.
Yeah. No, in the distance, high up in the, like near the summit, you can hear the sound of what seems like fighting between what you can only assume is a dragon and something of equal size
Probably
or
whatever's been
power.
killing these other dragons.
Yeah,
Are we sure we want to go up there? That seems dangerous.
It's her
I
job.
mean,
Actually,
he did point us. The guy did point us in this direction, so I mean, if he said we have to go this way, I mean, wait, why are we going this way? You kind of just wonder that.
Yeah,
Actually, you both wonder why you're doing any of this anyway.
yeah, we've kind of been following blindly up to this point. No one's given us any proper answers.
And as you're when you finish eating, you end up,
wait, you
head up.
kept
What?
eating after vomiting?
Well, you finished eating. Zara was kind of just vomiting for a bit.
Okay.
So you guys end up, heading further up the mountain, though questioning why you're still doing this. Um,
Probably.
the air turns from smelling like ash to still smelling like ash, but with a tint of burning human flesh.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Turned
Um,
into what circumstances I learned what that smells like, but we're just going to continue.
yeah. Don't think about it. And so, Zoph, at this point, you've found some random unkindled that's not the other two, and they are quite literally running for their lives right now as you're chasing them down with your scythe, pretty much.
Can I throw the tooth at their head?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. You throw a dragon tooth at the person's head, and it literally kills them in one hit as it stabs through their head.
Headshot.
Yeah, their body falls limp to the ground, and you walk over and you put your empty hand on top of their head, as well on their back, is basically the essence of an unkindled, which could quite simply just be put as an ember kind of thing, just goes into your hand. Um, you hear the same voice you heard in that like weird underground town thing, basically say to you, whispering in your head, that you are doing good. Continue what you are doing, kind of thing, and that you need to find more unkindled.
Can I make a rope out
Um,
of their clothes and tie it to the dragon tooth?
what?
Can I dig the dragon tooth out of their head?
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then
you just grab it and it pulls right out of their head, so.
and then can I take their clothes and make a rope out of it so I can catch so I can make like a improved and I don't know.
Improvised weapon?
Yeah.
It's like a mace, but scarier, maybe. Half an
No,
uncheck.
just a dragon tooth.
Attached to a rope, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so I can
You
throw it
use
into them
some
like
weird
that.
magic to turn their clothes into a rope, and then you tie that to the tooth.
Screw not tying. Weird magic. It's the only way.
Do not question me, Delta. um, at this point, also Zoth, the character that I have, they're basically wearing full black armor with a black cloak on, with a very ominous looking sword. Quite literally, that character is the character that was talking to you in your head, just so you know.
Okay.
But obviously the other two don't know this because, yeah.
We're not there.
Yeah. Basically, the two of you end up reaching a building. Finally, you've reached the peak.
Yay, it took us like 2 days to get to a
5.
really tall
It
mountain.
took you 5.5 days.
There you go.
Oh.
You have to specify that.
Yeah, it took you 5.5 days to reach the peak, and you get there, and you see a church.
Oh, great.
Didn't he say that it was destroyed?
That was the Church of Earthel. This is the church on top
We're
of
on the
Archdragon Peak's summit.
Okay, apparently the church we were going to changed.
Well,
No,
no,
the previous one was
let's go to
destroyed.
its rubble.
Yeah.
Yes, but
You're just gonna go somewhere else.
you just said, "Oh, that one's not available. Let me send you somewhere else."
Yeah, pretty much. So you guys basically enter this building, and it's very well furnished on the inside. There's a unlit bonfire.
Okay, we should probably light that.
So you go ahead and light it. And on one of the nearby pillars, you can see the words Ringed City. And then an arrow kind of like carved into the stone as well. But as Delta's looking around the building, he finds on in like one of the drawers of one of the desks kind of thing a letter in an envelope that basically reads, to whatever unkindled reads this, your goal is not far from here. Congratulations on reaching the summit of Archdragon Peak. Your journey has no doubt been a long one. Know that this place of this church is safe from most dangers. You're wondering who probably wrote this. My name is Rana.
Oh.
I am a flame keeper. But my calling has moved me from this place further to the Ringed City. There are not many of us left, us keepers of flame. Those that are left tend to what they can. We try and help all unkindled we can, though some are lost to the hunters. Enclosed in this envelope is the key. Well, it's basically a circular disc that's got symbols carved on it. It's basically like a keystone kind of thing. Um, Enclosed in this envelope is the keystone to the Ringed City. I left it here for an unkindled to find. I hope it suits you well. The path from here on will be dangerous. Signed, Rana, Keeper of Flame. That's pretty much all it says.
Okay.
Cool, we have a keystone. I'm assuming it gets us into the city.
Yeah, it pretty much does.
So I'm gonna look around and see if I can figure out how to use it.
You look around and you look out a window and you can see a wooden sign that's kind of, not that well made. That you can make out that it says Ringed City, and it has an arrow pointing towards it. Sequentially, it was on the other side of the mountain than the one you came up on.
Okay.
So
Meaning you now have to climb down the other side of the mountain.
Well, great. I mean, at least we have the next step. We still... I'm still not sure if this is a good idea for us to be doing this.
what
Because
else are we
I
gonna do?
doubt we are prepared. But yeah, as you said.
Oh, sorry. There's also another sign offshoot of that kind of like points a little diagonal to the right of it that says Church of the Deep.
That doesn't sound any better than Ringed Cities, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's another church. It might have another bonfire. Bonfires are safe.
Yeah, but we have this one.
yeah.
We don't need another one right now.
Does it point in the opposite direction as the Ring City sign, or like?
No, it's slightly to the right of it.
I guess we probably could hit it as we go towards the Ring City then.
Also, you find a package of pre-sliced salami.
Okay, we don't have
The
to cook our
package
food.
of it, the package is a sock.
Never mind, I'm not sure if that's good. We might want to see about cooking that again.
It's salami. It's already cooked.
That's why I specified again.
Why?
Yeah, it's a sock.
Sock is not sanitary.
Okay.
Well, like, I already got food poisoning.
Yes, I already threw up once before.
You mean twice?
I threw up twice,
I've only
once
heard
from
food
food.
poisoning once.
No, okay, fair point. Delta can eat it this time. I'll prove to you it's safe.
Well, no, I'm gonna cook it as well. It's in a sock. I'm not eating that.
But it's a clean sock.
How do we know that?
I know that.
It doesn't smell bad.
That does not mean
Oh
it's
yeah, it's probably
clean.
been here for like 50 years.
You're actually right. It has been sitting there for 50 years. 50 years and 2 days.
Yeah,
Well,
no, that's getting cooked again.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we cannot refuse to eat it because that would be metagaming.
Yeah. No, but so basically the two of you decide that you're gonna have to head towards the Range City in hopes that you're gonna get some decent answer this time.
Yep, hopefully.
Um, so you two start heading down the other side of the mountain, and as you're heading down the mountain, in the meantime, okay, so Zoph, when the other person that has the other scythe is nearby, the mark on your hand grows hotter, kind of thing.
Right.
So basically, as they're going down the mountain, the mark on your hand starts basically feeling like it's on fire, kind of thing. As you hear of someone take and say, "So he finally got me a sister." Well, it's good to know that I'm not the only one hunting unkindled. The name's Freya. Freya. Um, Basically, Freya is basically the same thing that happened to you, Zoph, except instead of them being unkindled, they're actually the Lord of Cinder's daughter, kind of thing, who is roaming around killing all of the unkindled they can find. Basically, it's the same thing you're stuck doing, except you are an unkindled that was turned into basically whatever Freya is. So you both basically serve the same purpose of hunting unkindled.
Uh, I see. Hi, what's up?
Not much. How many unkindled have you found?
One. I'm quite new to this.
22,000.
Eh, I'll get there eventually.
Oh, yes, you will.
So why are we killing the unkindled anyways?
Because they seek to destroy that which our father has worked so hard to create. As then she basically waves her hand and goes, "This beautiful land covered in ash."
hmm. But what if
Uh,
they're, but wouldn't making more ash mean we should kill everything, not just the unkindled?
we do what we are told. His will is unbreakable, kind of thing. Basically, not Serana, sorry. Freya and you basically are stuck with the situation of it's you have no choice other than to kill the unkindled, kind of thing.
you are employed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, and so basically Freya takes and says that
Well then, how do I kindle someone?
Questions to be asking.
you really just ask that. He'll get
Yeah.
mad if he hears that you mentioned that.
Well, I mean, I was
He
kicked.
made sure that all methods to do so were destroyed. He did it personally himself.
Mm.
though the unkindled pose more of a threat. They can link the flame.
So
But
why don't we just convince them to not destroy?
believe me, I've tried that several thousand times. But they just won't listen.
Mm.
And as the two of you are talking, where Zara and Delta are, as you're descending the mountain, one of you knocks a rock loose as you're climbing down, which then, that effect of where, like, it gets louder as it goes down, because it's so quiet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially that effect. Um, and sequentially, upon that stone being knocked loose and starting to roll down the mountain, both Freya and Zoph hear it, and immediately upon hearing it, Freya goes, "More prey," as she turns into embers and is now ash hopping, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Rapidly teleporting through different parts of ash, um, trying to find you two. Um,
I try to
Congratulations,
follow.
Zara and Delta. You're now both being officially hunted.
Yay.
Yeah, cool. We don't know it yet.
Yeah. No,
But now we shall continue like we have been. Towards the Ring City, and maybe the bonfire.
yeah. Um, so you're getting closer to the bottom of the mountain, and the two of you hear basically the sound of someone go, "Psst, hey, I've got some merch." Basically, you've just stumbled upon a traveling merchant.
Why, hello there. What are you doing up here in the mountains?
Well, I just travel around.
Do we have capital?
That's what I'm thinking,
I
dude.
mean, I accept sock salami.
Oh. That's good because we don't want to eat the
I'm
one that
actually
we
quite
found.
addicted to this stuff. It's got a quite good taste.
Sure,
How
okay.
do you enjoy it?
Well, we happen to have some.
Ooh, great. Um, he opens up like this blanket kind of thing, and you see a whole menagerie of stuff just there, like a ton of stuff.
Okay, is there anything of value?
You can buy 4 items. There's um a flask that's glowing yellow.
Very questionable.
Um, that's labeled Estus. There's a item named um green grass, which is basically a medicinal item. Then there's a few odds and ends. There's a bag of, you know, bone powder for some reason. Um, and there's a can of beans.
Well, I know what I'm getting.
There's also a few other items that aren't really worth mentioning, but
But the can of beans was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mysterious yellow flask, just because we can.
Okay, so you want the Estus flask, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
This is
seeing there's two of you here, give you a 2-for-1 discount. You get 2 Estus flasks, and you get 1 can of beans for free.
Excellent.
that works, I guess. And then the medicinal herbs is probably a good thing to have.
So with your 1 sock full of salami, you managed to buy 2 Estus flasks, a few leaves of medicinal, and a free can of beans. That there was no can opener with.
That's
we
fine.
can bash against a rock.
Turn to somebody.
Yeah, no, the merchant basically says, "Thank you for your business." As then he rolls up his blanket, puts it back in his jacket pocket, and proceeds to climb inside of a rock and then disappear.
At this point, I'm not even surprised by people puffing out of existence.
At least he went somewhere.
Yeah, he went somewhere first and then puffed.
Yeah. So congratulations, you now have a can of beans. So you look at the expiration date on it, and it basically just has an infinity sign next to it.
Well, yeah, they just don't expire. Unlike
Yeah.
a sock full of salami, which probably do.
Probably.
It gets better with age.
No, it doesn't.
I'm wondering what Zoph is thinking the entire time we're talking about this.
I'm just thinking. I'm just zoning out for no reason at all.
That's
I
fine.
really don't blame you. This conversation is quite strange.
You don't know the least of it.
I'm trying to think of what I can do as a character.
Um, hmm. How about this? Zoph, you can head to the Church of the Deep. I'll let you teleport there. So Zara and Delta will get there like a little bit before you get there. Well, a little bit after you get there. Um, so Zara and Delta end up getting to the Church of the Deep eventually. And once they do get there, um, basically, well, before they end up getting close to it, Zoph, you basically hear the voice in your head basically say, "I need you to kill a very pesky flamekeeper. One who has been getting on my nerves for quite a while." And
What's
basically
in it
this,
for me?
what's in it for you? Continuing to exist.
But what if I don't want to?
Then you'll share the same fate as the unkindled.
Mm. So wait, can you kill me right now?
I snap my fingers, you turn into a pile of dust and then get reformed back to your former self. Still as a hunter. Though, as you basically turned into dust, it basically felt as every molecule in your body was being ripped apart one by one. So, very excruciatingly painful.
Oh. Oh dang.
The
Yeah, that's
answer is
basically
yes.
what happens every time someone dies that's unhollowed, or also known as an unkindled. So, try not to die, Zara or Delta.
I mean, that was the plan anyways.
Yeah. Anyway,
I just I well I just I just walk around while starting to etch random runes into my dragon tooth.
yeah. Um, Basically, you've been sent to the Church of the Deep to kill Serana.
Who's Serana again? I forgot.
She's the Flame Keeper, the
All right.
very annoying one that my character wants you to kill. Basically, because Serana has been managing to somehow mess with my plans multiple times,
All right.
and I just got sick and tired of her messing with them, so I'm sending one of you guys to go end her, essentially.
I I carve in my dragon tooth while I look for Serana.
Yeah. Um, you're basically doing this as you're running around, well, semi-running, semi-fast walking kind of thing. And Zara and Delta basically see someone moving in the distance, but they can't even tell who it is other than it's something.
Or look, it's another
But
person.
they're far enough away that they can't make out what it is, other than it's something moving that's probably humanoid.
Do we go talk to them?
They're far away, dude.
Yes. Should
You're
we
not
go?
close to them. You can just see them in the distance.
Should we go closer? Is what I'm asking.
Yes,
Delta. What do you think?
because it is in the direction of the Church of the Deep.
Okay. We shall approach.
Yay.
So as you guys start getting closer, um, at this point the air starts growing colder, which is kind of strange considering that it's been a constant 72 degrees Fahrenheit the entire time,
True, we went to the peak of a mountain.
and that was still 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, so it's
And now
probably
to 70.
60 degrees right now.
That's a pretty decent drop.
Yeah, about 12 degrees. You can feel it. You notice it's cold, which is strange because considering the entire time it's been a constant 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes.
Um, and at this point, you end up seeing. Basically, you hear something sounded like a very interesting commotion happening on as you hear someone basically yelling, "Get away from me!" Um, I know what you are. He sent you, didn't he? Kind of thing. As basically Zoph is basically saying, all who defy his will must die.
Sorry, I kind of am forced to do this. Not much I can do other than give you a clean death.
Yeah, basically you sprint towards the person, grab them by the neck with one hand, spin, and then throw them through the wall of the building. Basically,
And I
Zara and Delta see the hole get, burst open in the building as they see a body fly through the hole in the wall, and then like hit the ground, ragdoll roll across the ground for a bit, and then come to a stop, and then them, starting to try and get up as whoever threw them leaps through the hole in the wall and lands next to them and basically just cuts the person in half with their scythe.
can I use the dragon tooth instead?
Yeah, sure. You throw the dragon tooth like a grappling hook kind of thing. It impales them through their shoulder. As it does that, you pull back on the rope, pulling them into the air as you jump and then slice them in half with your scythe.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're not friendly.
You end up landing back on the ground as you pull the tooth from their shoulder. And the mark on your hand is freezing right now. As you can tell that there's very clearly unkindled nearby.
You
I
want to
look
travel towards
around.
the ringed city instead?
Uh, yeah, they don't look too friendly.
You both turn around and start booking it towards the ringed city.
They're supposed to be safe inside churches. Apparently not.
Nope.
Um, so you're both running full speed, and
Can I teleport?
you're cleaning off the tooth right now.
Ah,
You're very fond of this tooth.
yes.
I mean, it's a great weapon, apparently.
Yeah, as the two of you are basically running full speed in the opposite direction, um, Zara, you basically feel a very sharp, sudden burning pain in your right leg as you fall onto the ground, kind of thing.
It's gonna be stomach.
What?
That was gonna be her stomach.
No. You're now screaming in pain as you realize,
I've been stabbed.
no, you're missing half of your right leg. It was severed at the knee.
Uh, that's a big stab.
Did I just sever their knee?
No, Freya did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Almost forgot you existed.
Um, and as you're screaming at the fact that you're missing half of a leg, um, Freya basically says, "Time to die, unkindled," as she quite literally um plunges the head of the scythe into your stomach and then pulls that from there
Hey, look, it
all
was
the
my
way
stomach.
through your head, cutting you in half, kind of thing.
I'm gonna
Your
pull out my
body
bone,
disintegrates.
crush it.
No, your body disintegrates, and you poof back at the previously rested at bonfire, and you're screaming in pain of how excruciatingly painful this was. Because till this point, you have never died before.
Yep, and Delta avoids that by using the bone instead.
What?
Delta
yeah.
avoids that.
Yeah, Delta panickedly crushes the bone in his hand and just poofs back to where you're at now.
Cool, we're back at the peak.
Yeah, you're screaming and vomiting in pain because of how bad death reforming hurts.
Can I chop off the person's head and take out their teeth and then shove the
The
teeth
person you
in
cut
the
in
rope?
half, yes,
Yeah, I shove their teeth in the rope
yes,
to make
Collection.
it more deadly.
yes. Um, uh, Delta, what do you think? You're basically asking Zara, "Are you okay?" kind of thing.
No, I'm not. I just died.
You sure
Also,
about that?
how am I alive? If I just died, how am I alive now?
Here, I know they died.
It was very obvious from Delta's point of view that am supposed to be very much dead.
Um, the merchant is there, by the way.
Oh, great.
What are you doing
Right.
here?
Different merchant. There's multiple.
Okay, you just said the
Oh,
merchant, so that made me think.
I wasn't expecting you guys here. You guys want to buy something?
Do we have capital?
I'll take your socks.
Yeah, we don't have any socks.
Darn it. He sniffs the air and goes, I smell cheese. I'll take cheese.
Okay, we have cheese, I guess. What can cheese get us?
He opens up his unrolls the blanket thing to reveal quite literally the largest pile of weapons that are random that you have ever seen.
I've existed for a day, so that's not much. It might be 5.
Yeah, it could be 5 for all we know.
500.
Okay.
That's a lot in one roll.
Ranging anywhere from a dagger to a full auto banana.
Banana.
Would we know a banana if we saw one?
It's chrome. And it has the word banana written on the side of it in Sharpie.
In Sharpie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chrome banana alone will cost you 1 cheese wheel. You have 10.
I don't know what the value of the chrome banana is, so I don't know if that's worth it.
It's a weapon.
Yes, but
Well,
is it a
yes.
good weapon? We don't know.
Might just-
It's an equivalent to a frag grenade.
Probably not a good idea then. We're probably gonna blow ourselves up with that.
Of banana peels.
Yeah, I still don't think that's a good idea for us. We'll probably hit ourselves.
Okay. You see a very shiny, glowing sword.
Now that looks valuable.
Yes, the blade is literally glowing bright blue.
Lovely.
Like
Can I
it's
wield the sword?
radiating blue light.
How much is that one?
5 cheese wheels.
What class are you, Zara?
I'm a mage. So
Are we
it
able to
actually
wield
probably
swords?
would not be the most useful to me.
Lo and behold, this is it's a spell.
Well, yes, I would assume it was an enchanted blade,
No,
not an actual spell.
it's the icon for the spell. Great magic weapon. You cast it, and it basically just does that sword, but floating giant version of it as a diagonal slash or horizontal slash kind of thing in a
Cool.
180-degree arc.
I guess that's valuable then.
Yep. And there's also a old-looking book that costs 1 wheel.
What does the book have in it?
It's a tome. It's technically a catalyst.
Okay, I will do that for
So it's the
normal magic
first.
spells.
Yeah, it's the first weapon that you found, Sarah. That you can use.
It's also the only weapon I have found.
Yeah. So you can buy that and the other thing for a grand total of 6 cheese wheels.
I mean, that seems beneficial to me.
Delta, you find a very fancy hat and very fancy clothes
What does
for the
that do
bargain
for me?
price of 1 cheese wheel total.
Yeah, but what will it do for me?
Increases defense by 300 and your awareness ability by 100.
100 what?
Is that
Meaning that
good?
it increases it to max. Basically meaning you're very perceptive now.
Sounds like that's a good idea.
Take them, I guess. Is there anything else for a cleric?
There's a very fancy staff.
How much is that?
2 cheese wheels.
So 3 cheese wheels for you, 6 for me. We have 1 cheese wheel left.
Yes.
Anything else of value?
No.
Cool. We have 1 cheese wheel to ourselves, I guess.
It's a 72-year-old cheese wheel.
Yeah. And we're gonna do the same thing that we were doing with it before. Keep it in a sack in our pocket.
Okay. Oh, is that all you want to buy?
Yes, that's all we want to buy.
Okay. He tosses you the items, rolls up the blanket, and jumps into a trash can and disappears.
Yay.
You know, I kind of like that exit.
7 out of 10. That's what I rate it.
I'll do 8
Thanks.
out of 10.
At this point, you see writing on one of the walls that you guys apparently never noticed before when you hear it the first time. That says this way to basically it looks like it's some sort of title, but it's you can barely make it out the letters of it saying GED, so GED, and then city, and then like toll kind of thing. Basically, it's the faded version of Ringed City Capital. But you guys don't know that, but it's it's faded. So also it has a sign under it that says free baths.
Okay, then. I feel like we should maybe check this out. I also don't want to go back there where I died. That was not fun.
So which one of you is gonna interact with the wall first?
I will poke it.
You poke the wall, and you get sucked into it and teleported to the Ringed City Capital.
Wonderful.
Bye, I guess.
Zara,
Letter.
what do you do now?
I shall wait for a moment. And if he doesn't show back up, I shall also poke the wall. That means he probably didn't
You
die.
wait a few minutes, and then you poke the wall, and you poof, and when you reappear, you're 22 feet in the air, and you fall flat on your face
Ow.
onto a stone floor right
Ow.
in front of Delta.
Very much ow.
It's fine. Your cheese wheel took most of the fall damage.
So it's a flattened cheese
Broken
wheel
cheese
now.
wheel.
Yeah. You get up, you're like, you jump up and you're like, hey, I didn't break any bones. Yay.
So convenient.
Yeah. At this point, Zoph, you are so infatuated by the tooth that you had found of the dragon thing that just by having it alone, you've got some control over yourself now, meaning that you're able to occasionally defy the orders of the Lord of Cinder.
Hyperfocus. Yay.
And so in the meantime, the two of you are roaming around, and as you're looking around, you can start noticing that the air is getting more and more filled with the smell of rot, decay, darkness, and burned or burning human flesh, among other things.
Do those smell different?
Yes.
Okay.
So wait, you're talking to me, right?
No, you can basically defy the Lord of Cinder's commands every so often because of how infatuated you are with that dragon tooth. So, yeah.
Is there any paint?
Is there any what?
Have I found any paint? Because I want to paint the dragon tooth.
Yes. You have blood from the Flame Keeper.
I painted the tooth with blood.
Your infatuation has grown by 5.
Okay. Cool. You really like that tooth.
Yes. If you stare at the tooth for more than 5 minutes at a time, you gain a buff called deranged focus, which means you do not obey anything other than what the tooth tells you. Which is basically just do whatever you want kind of thing.
Since you are the one who says what the tooth wants.
Yeah. For all intents and purposes, I am God. No, but in the meantime, as Zara and Delta are heading deeper into
As
the
we're
Ringed
poking
City,
walls and being teleported around.
yeah, as you're going deeper into what is now the Ashen Capital, that person that had previously cut off your leg, Zara, and killed you, you see them get flung through the air and smash through like 6 different buildings before you hear the sound of what essentially sounds like someone literally slams their fist into the ground at like Mach speed kind of thing with enough force to create a small crater kind of thing. Um, Basically that's how forceful Freya's body impacted the ground after going through 6 buildings.
I mean, I don't want to go that
As
way.
well, you guys basically hear a familiar voice going, "Come on, I thought you hunters would be tougher than this." The last time I fought one of you guys, that was pretty tough, but you're a pushover now, kind of thing. Delta recognizes the voice as the guy that basically crumpled the Black Knight earlier.
Okay, you're here now too.
Wait, Delta's not back, is he?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so basically you recognize the voice as the guy that basically, crumpled a Black Knight earlier.
Fun.
So he is also scary.
Yay.
Everyone in this world is scary.
Yeah.
That's my
No,
conclusion.
yeah,
Except for the
you
one who
basically
is
hear
dead and wrote us a letter.
go what now?
Except for the one who is dead and wrote us a letter.
And the merchants.
You know, they're kind of scary too. They trade in sock salami and cheese.
What's so bad about that? It's only 72-year-old cheese in a sack. It was inside of a dragon.
Everything. They're just
For all I
scary
know,
in
he
a
lives in a trash can.
yeah. They're just scary in a different way.
Okay. And so promptly after you hear me say that, you hear Freya coughing and basically go, "You really suck, don't you?"
Obviously not.
Kind of thing. And basically her just going, "How dare you do this?" kind of thing. As basically my character just goes, "You're gonna try and stop me, or you're just gonna keep ragdolling through the air every time." Um, Freya at this point is very pissed off, and basically you can see the blade of her scythe engulf in black flame as she basically leaps in the air and kind of like dash teleports towards me and tries to kill me with her scythe. Um, Presumably, the moment that the scythe is about to connect, I a gigantic chunk of rubble gets basically flung through the air, and Zara ends up dodging it in time. Unfortunately, Delta was not paying attention at the exact moment, and you get smushed.
Oh,
I guess you're not technically as far away this time.
What? Yeah,
travel time wise, at least.
yeah. No, you just repoof next to Zara.
Wait, why next to me? I'm not near a
Don't
campfire.
ask.
I will ask.
According to
Why?
the rule of this world, he should appear next to the bonfire. I am not next to a bonfire.
As far as you know.
Well, yeah, but it's not a bonfire we've sat at either.
Yeah, we haven't sat at it, so.
It was one that I lit.
Well, yes, but we didn't sit
But
at
that
it,
wasn't
so we
us.
wouldn't
That was
count it.
you.
Okay, fine. He
I'd be back
reappears
at the
back at the
church.
church.
Lovely.
Congratulations, having 7 more hours to walk.
No.
Well, no, I just touched the wall again.
Yeah.
No, he has. Yeah, okay, fair point. Okay, so you're back with where Zara's at now.
Well, no, I'm just a ways
And
away.
what now?
I'm a ways away because I haven't walked there yet.
Well, you're heading that way now.
Am I?
But
Presumably.
yeah.
Okay.
At this point, I've decided to nope out of there, and Zara can see me basically just homeward bone kind of thing.
So you ran away again.
But before I
Okay.
disappear, before I use the homeward bone, I basically say, "I'll see you again very soon, Freya." As then I homeward bone and disappear. At this point, Freya basically goes, "Great. I failed to kill a singular unkindled. Father will not be pleased." Kind of thing. And at this point, Zara, you can see off to the side this like path that leads down, kind of lower than where you're at right now. That it has a
Okay.
wooden sign next to it that says fresh tacos.
We already have beans.
Okay. Fresh hot dogs.
We already have beans.
Chili dogs. You can make chili dogs.
We have no use for that. We have beans and no form of actual legal tender.
Okay. Free money.
Actually, that may be a good thing. We have used all of our currency.
Well, no, we have one wheel.
One wheel of cheese.
Barely
Yes, we have one
currency,
wheel
but-
of cheese.
One wheel of crushed cheese. Yeah.
Its price has probably gone down.
Yeah. So you guys start heading down this path, and as you're heading down it, you hear something collapse behind you.
Cool, it was a trap.
The path behind you is now blocked. There's no
mean-
way out other than forward.
I totally saw that one coming.
As you're continuing down this strangely built staircase that's actually pretty well made, the smell in the air starts smelling more of fire, smoke, and ash. Along with the smell of endless amounts of pain and suffering.
I don't think that has a smell.
Don't question it.
I will.
I'm pretty sure that does not have a smell.
Okay. Burning human flesh.
Okay,
That works.
somehow we
Well,
know
it's
what
no
that
different than
smells
where we
like.
were.
Yeah.
Not many places haven't smelled like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you're descending down the staircase, you can see body after body after body of flame keepers.
I mean, to me, they're just bodies. Unless there's a distinct feature that marks them as a flamekeeper.
Their black hair and the gray robe kind of thing.
Okay, the gray robe, that's about it.
Yeah.
Because black hair could be anything.
Yeah, pretty much. Is that you just keep seeing, increasingly more bodies of dead fire keepers or flame keepers. Which is kind of concerning considering how many there are. I mean, at this point, you're seeing massive piles of them, which are. You've probably seen 1,000 plus dead flame keepers at this point.
It's a lot of staircase.
Yes, the staircase is now kind of like it's stairs, but it's got sheer vertical drop offs on the side of it. As it's basically like a bridge, but not a bridge, if you know what I mean. And basically, this staircase goes for a while. But you can see near the bottom of it that there is a gigantic, like, kind of like circular area that's a gigantic dome. It goes up very high. That's supported by very strange metallic looking pillar structure things with spikes. You can also see gigantic chains or parts of that. Um, Basically, it kind of looks like a prison, but not a prison. Um, and basically, the stairs are wide enough that you could fit like 5 people shoulder to shoulder across them.
That's good. Not very likely for me to fall off then.
Yeah. And at some point, as you're going down the stairs, you see a body lying there. And Zara, you very distinctly remember the weapon that's there with them. It's the scythe that cut off your leg.
It's mine now.
The head of the scythe is embedded into the staircase, kind of thing.
I'm still going to try and take it.
Yes, try to pull it out.
Basically, Freya is there on the staircase, near death, pretty much.
Carries my scythe.
You can tell that something has literally beaten the crap out of her.
Good, she killed me.
Change the fact that I want the scythe.
Yeah.
You try and remove the scythe, to no avail. It is, quite frankly, very much stuck. In other terms, you don't
try
have
to
the
break
strength
it, then.
skill required to remove it. And basically, as you're trying to remove it, you can hear Freya weakly saying, kind of like in a question form of like, "What have I done wrong, Father? Why did you do this to me? I've been nothing but faithful." Kind of thing. Is she's like, dying, but like near death, delirious.
Haha, you suck.
Um,
Can I push her off the staircase?
I agree. I help.
yes.
Yes.
You push her off the staircase, and as she's falling, her arm catches your leg, and you fall off as well.
Would I?
You hit the ground, and all of your bones are shattered. You're dead. You repoof at a bonfire. Well, not bonfire. At this point, you're now in a boss arena. You repoof at the top of the staircase. Well, near where Zara is.
Okay.
Because at this point, you can look behind you, and there's a wall of like white fog kind of thing there, a little ways back on the staircase. If you try and touch it, it is a solid wall of fog. There is no way around it.
Okay.
The only way is to go down the staircase further.
Well, it was already blocked off by rubble, I thought, but
Yeah.
No, that's at the top.
So it's not like we could have gone much
You're
further back
almost
than the
to the
wall
bottom. You're like
anyways.
more than halfway down the staircase. So like, like 20 feet ish before you pushed Freya off. Basically, as soon as you guys walked past that point, the fog wall appeared there. For all intents and purposes, you are now in a boss arena, meaning you die, you respawn in front of the fog wall. So in front of like where you shoved Freya's body off.
okay.
That works.
The only way out is forward, down the staircase.
Through the boss.
Yeah. You get to the bottom of the staircase, and you step out onto the ground. Your feet immediately sink down into the ash. It's about 6 inches of ash almost. And Zara and Delta, you guys both see a flamekeeper that you guys have never seen before, which happens to be Rana. And she's heading towards the person at the middle of the room. And you can hear her go, "Robin, it's really you, isn't it? I've been looking everywhere for you." Kind of thing. As all of you hear the person, basically me, at the center of the room go, "From ash to cinder, I am reborn." As basically the sword that I have, you can see flame particles surrounding the blade. As the blade ignites, it's now a flaming sword. A large flaming sword, as then my cloak also burns away, revealing my armor. And that same exact mark that you guys saw on the back of Freya's hand, is the mark on the chest plate that I have. For all intents and purposes, that is the mark of the Lord of Cinder.
Fun.
As basically, as soon as I say from ash to cinder, I am reborn, basically that happens, and with astounding speed, I lunge forward, and you basically see the gigantic sword blade basically slice Arana in half. Kind of thing.
Well, we found her and now she's dead. Okay.
Yeah. As then I turn towards you and start slow walking towards you guys.
Hi.
You guys aren't going to try and talk out of this?
Hi, you just killed someone. I'm not sure what we could say.
Try asking why you're doing this? You know, general type of things like that? Why'd you kill them?
People
And
haven't
give the
needed
bad
reasons
guy a
to kill
chance
people
to kill
before.
us? Because I feel like that's how it's gonna go. We try and talk and he just murders us.
I'm gonna be looking for other ways to not be here.
You try homeward boning. It does not work.
I don't have a bone, so that'd probably be why.
I never said you didn't have a bone.
He used the one he had.
You didn't think the dragon meat didn't have bones and you automatically picked those up into your pockets?
They all counted?
Yes!
Okay.
Okay then.
No, but you cannot homeward bone out.
Cool.
It won't break.
It's an unbreakable bone.
No, it's a homeward bone that will not work because you're in a boss arena.
Yeah, it's an unbreakable bone right now.
Yeah.
Alright.
Zara, you can feel magic power surging through you, kind of thing. You could probably use a spell, but you're not sure how to use them very well.
I have sword. I swing sword.
You cast Great Magic Weapon, and you see the giant magic sword glide through the air, and it breaks my sword.
I broke a sword.
Probably not the best idea you had, but
How was I supposed to know?
Yeah, we're stuck here. What are we gonna do?
You literally said, I feel magic power. I use magic item.
yeah. No, but yeah, you like severely damaged my sword, which by all accounts is kind of useful, meaning I can hit you guys not as hard as I normally can.
That's
Um,
good, I suppose.
Then how is that bad?
I can use magic too.
Then it wouldn't
Yep.
have made a difference if I had done it or not. You would have been able to use magic no matter what.
Yeah. So basically, you guys are, after a few hours of fighting me, you've whittled down my health enough that I leap backwards towards like the center of the arena and basically say ash to cinder, ember ash wait no, ash to cinder, ashes seeketh ember. And upon saying that, you can see the physical form that I have start changing. As I start basically you can see me turn into a dragon.
Fun.
So now we're fighting a dragon.
As far as I know, those are very easy to kill.
I mean, yeah,
as
there are
far
so
as
many of them dead.
upon me turning into a dragon, a beam of like dark light kind of thing shoots out from my mouth, basically in a pattern across the arena that basically it does a trail of it, and then that trail explodes, kind of thing.
I just realized I was muted that whole time.
Oh no.
Oh, it's fine. They're in the final boss fight right now. You can show up there too if you want.
Yay!
I'll make it a cool entrance. You've been digging for 5 days, and you reach the entrance to the arena from the roof, and
Just falls in.
yeah, you just fall in and you go, sploosh, into the like mountain of ash, and you're like, oh hey, I'm here now.
I say the tooth tells me the tooth guides me.
The dragon speaks and basically goes, "You dare to defy me?"
Yes.
kind of thing.
For the tooth.
Yeah. More draconic beams of this dark light kind of thing. Um, Basically the entire arena is just like pure chaos right now. Um, as Zara is running around at the fact that their book is on fire, and Delta's just eating his can of beans, using his fingers as a spoon.
Both of you two, so I wouldn't just drink it.
At that rate, yeah, you might as well.
Okay, you're drinking this can of Bush's baked beans or something. That's questionable how it got into this world. Um, Zoph is staring at the tooth while I basically tail slam my tail into one of those like giant pillars hard enough that it like breaks the pillar and chunks of the roof, and Zara ends up somehow you throw your book because it's burning a lot badly right now, and you throw the book because your hand was getting very hot, and the book basically hits part of the pillar, and the pillar literally explodes.
I did something.
Yes, these pillars are extremely explosive. Like
Can I
a
throw the
single
dragon tooth at the dragon?
uh yeah, it bounces off, hits a fragment of one of the pillars, and then that part of that pillar explodes.
Yeah, unfortunately, dragons are not as easy to pierce as humans are.
Yeah. Humans are squishy, dragons are tough. Um and basically the Delta has the brilliant idea as he's finished chugging this can of beans, this like 72-ounce can of beans in like one go, that we should try and explode the pillars.
Lovely.
In his bean fueled rage, he basically is emanating the power of a bean as he berserk runs towards one of the pillars, jumps and hugs it, thus causing the pillar to explode. Not killing him,
Somehow.
Somehow, yes.
but your can of beans is now miraculously refilled.
Lovely.
Um, More of the ceiling starts to give way as you can hear me basically going, "You idiots, what are you doing?" kind of thing, kind of signifying that these pillars have some kind of importance.
Aha! Let's break them all.
Feeling, I assume.
Yeah. Zoph throws the tooth at one of the pillars, causing that to explode. There's 4 pillars left. And
Sword flash
Delta
the
throws
pillar.
the empty can of beans.
Wait, but it was refilled.
You ate it again.
Did I?
Yes.
Apparently you did.
You throw the empty can of beans at one of the pillars, and midair, it refills and does a spiral of bean juice that hits 2 pillars, causing them to explode, and consequently destroying the can of beans in the process.
Why would I do that?
Because I am God.
Hmm.
I am so confused.
Don't worry, this is mostly how Dark Souls stuff works. It's very
No,
confusing. There is no logic to it.
this is not how Dark Souls stuff works, because Dark
Yes, I've added
Souls
stuff to it.
has a theme. This does not have a theme.
Yeah. No,
You lost the theme a while ago.
yeah.
I make an enchanting circle on the ground.
Okay. And what are you going to enchant?
The tooth.
With what?
Gives the tooth
Toothiness.
actual sentience.
Oh, that's a much better idea.
I mean, so far, that tooth has done the most damage out of anything.
And gains a mouth.
What does the tooth say?
Feed me.
Yes, master.
Give me fluoride.
What? You're basically just wondering what the sentient tooth is wanting. And the tooth
What do you
basically
want?
goes, flesh. I want flesh.
Eat me, tooth.
The tooth starts gnawing on your finger.
And then I shove the tooth inside my heart.
Okay, you're dead now. The tooth grows a pair of human legs, and it's a tooth with human legs attached now, and is now aimlessly wandering around, going, more. I want more. Give me beans.
No.
Too bad you don't have any beans. The can of beans was destroyed. There's 1 pillar left.
Sword flash it.
You sword slash the final pillar, and upon doing that, I basically revert back to my non-dragon form. As basically as I do that, I'm screaming, "You imbeciles! You've ruined everything!" Kind of thing.
Yes.
As
That was the goal.
basically you see a bonfire appear in the middle of the room. It's a lit one, but you can see magical floating text above it that says, "Link the flame. Yes or no."
Well, this isn't my job.
You have to run. You'd have to run over and slap one of the 2 floating options. Yes or no.
What if I hit N?
I guess you'll find out.
Because at this point, that's what this has come to.
What, you don't want to link the flame?
I was never given a reason to.
Okay.
Why do I care about linking the flame? I don't even know what that does.
So you don't want to link it.
No one explained that to me, so not
Okay.
really.
You slap your head against the letter N, and the flame goes out.
That dragon is just confused.
No, I'm in my human form. You've
Yeah.
decided not to link the flame.
Yeah, but I refer to you as dragon.
Yeah. The first flame, which was that campfire, that bonfire, is now extinguished. The other bonfires are the same. This world, which was held only together by the flame, the previous person who was tasked with linking the flame, which happened to be me, chose not to, do either of the choices, but to do what I wanted. I was basically keeping the world alive, in a sense. Now that the flame has not been linked and has been extinguished, the curse of undeath is lifted. You can no longer infinitely die.
Cool, that didn't sound all that great in the first place. It was very
When one
painful.
dies, it is permanent.
Wonderful.
In the
I
sense
get to
of they
respawn once
become...
I made my sacrifice to the whatever it's called.
No.
Well, Zoph would have respawned before we did the whole unlinking thing.
Yeah, she did. At the top, at that staircase, at the fog wall.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Zoph is fine.
for now,
Well, yes, but
as the first flame finishes vanishing, the place you are in, which is referred to as the kiln of the first flame, collapses. This world is now dead, as the only thing sustaining it was the final Lord of Cinder. This world has officially died.
Cool, I killed an entire world.
Yep.
I'm fine with that. I had no memories, no recollection of anything. No one explained to me what was going on. I kept
I'm just so
painfully dying and
confused.
being brought back to life. I'm fine with this. This is an okay outcome in my eyes.
I'm just over here playing Mind Test.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
That was somewhat chaotic.
Mhm.
Yep. But I've actually got to go now, so
Okay.
that was
Talk to you
actually a pretty
later.
good test run. I gathered lots of useful data.
Okay. I will say, that is nothing like how the actual ones are gonna go. We will
Yeah.
have much more structure. You will be limited to what can realistically be done. Because honestly, we started out okay. Things just went down very quickly. And I'm not entirely sure why. But they just got
Lack
very
of
out of
free will,
hand.
primarily.
So yes. I will say, that was fairly amusing, though, to say the least.
I am confused.
Understandable. I just know what happened because I understand Raven pretty well. So I can decipher what is going on. I'd say only the first half was relevant. Anything after that is completely irrelevant and won't matter at all for when we do the actual one. So, if you guys would like to try again in a more structured setting, you can. But I hope you guys did at least enjoy always somewhat the
It
chaos.
was amusing.
Yes,
I had a laugh.
that's the one he's doing. We'll have to see how long it stays afloat. But the more structured one and the one that is going to make a lot more sense, especially storyline wise, is going to be Mara's, who is the pirate fantasy theme. And it's going to be following similar setup to D&D 3.5 because there's a lot of water theming for that one. So there's a lot of reference points that can be worked with. But I can't say for sure. But from what I know, the base idea right now is we're all going to form our own crew. And for some reason or other, everyone will have their own personal goals that they're attempting to work towards. But overall, the gods have locked off this world, following the theme of my character. And something relating to that is going to require us to find a way out.
Fun.
So that's all I can share, partly because that's all I know. But as we get closer to the actual final day of starting for that one, I can let you guys know if you're interested. Feel free to put a character in the pirate fantasy thread if you would like to join. And feel free to ask any questions about storyline. I don't know how much Mara will answer, but she'll be the one who will be taking care of your questions.
Okay.
Alright. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Alright. That was certainly extremely chaotic, and unfortunately not what I was hoping for. I was hoping that Robin would be able to plan it out a little better, and in the beginning he did, but he then kind of lost that plan, or maybe just didn't have anything after that point. So he just kind of went with whatever he felt like saying, and it caused a mess. That's all I can call that. It was a mess. But, as I mentioned to Delta and Zoph, we do have a much more structured one being planned by Mara. She is very in-depth, and this probably won't be coming out for a while. But it is in the works, and I'll probably end up giving you guys updates as I hear about them. Because I'm in the same boat. I get to hear about the updates as we go, because I'm not the one planning it. So we're gonna see how that story ends up. And I'm pretty excited because it's an interesting theme. And I know Mara is really good at storytelling and planning things out. So she should be able to make a very exciting plan for us, which is definitely what I'm looking forward to the most. But for now, that's probably where we're going to end it tonight. We actually, kind of surprisingly, we almost made it through the castle here on the mini golf course. I will say, this one, the first time I cleaned it, it took me so long, because some of the things, like, over on the archery course, were really difficult to clean, actually. I was not expecting to do this as smoothly as we have. So, I will say I'm happy that that turned out nicer than I was expecting. It's unfortunate though, because I was kind of hoping we'd actually get all the way done. We're honestly so close already that I want to finish it. 9%, that's all we have. But the issue being it's these kind of complicated areas. I'm trying to get them, but I've got to hit all the different angles. Oh, sorry, Mr. Gnome. I tipped the gnome. Whoops. My bad. At least we have a little bit of an easier section here. It's a little more open. We've gotten some of the harder spots cleaned off already. We might have to come through and some of these spots and hit them again because we're not quite getting enough off. I'm hoping that because it is such a large area, that just generally getting it like this is going to be enough. We'll have to see, though. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get this. I mean, we're getting close. It's luckily not horribly slow, but we have been going for long enough already that I'm not sure if it's worth it to just finish this. Let's get Froggy, because we haven't actually finished the Froggy. Come here, Froggy. What are you missing? Here we go, Froggy's done. I mean, it says there's something on the pond. There we go. Oh, this one's missing something somewhere. Not sure where. Oh, there we go. Got that one. It is mostly this big castle now. It's also, we've got some wonky positionings here. Oh, I do have some inner pieces there. Those aren't going to want to get cleaned, are they? Yeah, we're still at 92%. This is... I was thinking it would go faster, but I guess because it's such a large area. This entire map is fairly large, actually. Maybe if I hit the more generalized cleaning, that'll help speed up the process. I've been going for the picky details up to this point. I go all the way up, apparently. Okay, we hit 93 at least. Yep. I fell off. Oops. That might have been good. Helped us get a better angle for that tower at least. We still have so much more. This castle alone was like 5% though. Kind of crazy. And it was just sitting up here at the top. Yeah, but now I'm starting to run out of locations, and it's still not done. Oh, okay, we're getting really close to finishing off the castle. I'm hoping I'll get it and it'll jump up a little bit, because it was just that much on here. Oh, I'm so close. I find hidden spots like that are a little more obvious. Apparently that was something I missed. There we go. Entire castle has been cleaned. Can now do the handrails. Actually, I wonder. I don't know if it's all of these count as one. I think they might. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. I mean, they're almost done. I've also gotten the obvious spots. So they're not going to be as easy. Oh, we also have this outer wall, apparently, that I totally missed. Oops. My bad there, I guess. Okay, cool. Let's at least get this upper area. Then we can say everything but the exit has been finished. Oh, we actually made it up to 5%. Nice. Yeah, probably would have been smarter for me to do this one back when we were down below. But I didn't. Now we get to do it while everything else is done. That's... I mean... Is that connecting to... Oh. I am apparently jumping all over the place. Does that count for over here? It does. Even though the... Oh wait, the two are technically connected here. I didn't see that at first. Hey, completed that one. We're gonna have to go get our ladder again, aren't we? Oh well. Wonder how much further of it, because we got a good portion of it before. I might be able to hit these rocks real quick. They should hopefully be a pretty easy one to finish off. There we go. Hiding back there behind the railing. Okay. Not doing the stairs right now. Those are kind of our end goal there. Yep. Get them from the other side. I think I might be standing on a wall. I seem a little high up for just normal standing. Yep, I was. Oh man, this one's being annoying as well. See, from this angle, can we get it enough of the way? Doesn't look like it's wanting to. Oh, apparently, the tops. We didn't hit the tops before. Dang it, even with the tops, it's still not doing it. There we go. Jeez, that just didn't want to work for us. But here we go. This should be the final piece for this one. Gonna get all of this, 'cause that one, yeah, that one is already done. And I fail. Oops. Oh, apparently we missed a big spot over here. Whoops. Okay, got that taken care of. Any other spots? Might be a good... Not climb ladder. Okay, it's kind of hard to walk around, actually. Go ahead and put that one right there. Yep, that wall up there did have it. Ah, there's just a tiny bit left. Of course there is. And we gotta go find the bits and pieces that are hidden away to try and get it a little bit further. There, we can get some. That's always the worst part, is when you have something like this, and you gotta go find the edges that just barely got missed. Especially on an area like this, which is kind of hard to get around in, actually. Wait, I think that might be some over there. Put that there. Oh. Wasn't quite enough. But we did have that little bit. See, I have no clue where it's hidden. But it's hidden somewhere on here. Is just enough dirt to where it's not letting me complete it. And we're so close now. We're at 97%. Dang it, even closer. Come on, game. And I fell off. That's where I had it before. Oh, wait. There we go. That was just enough. Okay. We're at 97%. We're almost done with the golf course. We're just gonna hit these rocks, and then it should just be the stairs. And whatever tiny piece that I missed somewhere. Because who knows what I missed, honestly. Oh, those boards might be counting towards it. Because each board is an individual thing. So that might be counting towards my limit. And that's why it hasn't shown up with just the last 3 items. Oh, 99%. These rocks were definitely a good portion of it that was left. Understandable, there was a lot over here. Come on, rocks. Don't want to have to search you like I did the castle wall. Wait, I missed this whole section. Oops. Probably what it was. At least a good part of it. Oh, great. Now I need to start searching for the little bits like that hidden away. And make sure all the edges are taken care of. Oh, there we go. That's a whole section. Let's actually check on this side again. We cleaned that a while ago, and so we might have missed something initially. Nope. Cool. Oh, wait. This counts as part of it. Okay. I did not realize that. That was some of it then. Let's go and get all the stuff over here taken care of. There we go. Okay, there is something though, because we did get those boards. Something got missed. I mean, it's unfortunately very common. Okay, nothing on that side. A little bit more. There we go. There's that one. We've got this piece to do. Dang it, there's more than 3 hidden away somewhere. One of those overhangs. Surprisingly, this one right here, actually. Wasn't much, but it was there. Oh, really? I missed that pillar, surprisingly. Oh, I know exactly what fence post it is. It's this one. Oh, no. This one. Because I remember there was the one. There we go. Small forest mushroom. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it just so I can know which one I'm looking at. Oh, this little guy. Guess I missed him when I was doing the stump. Okay. And then the 9th hole border moat. 9th hole. That's the one on top, right? Yeah. Now which one? Border moat. I guess I didn't really focus on that as much as I normally would. Oh yeah, I completely missed this section. No wonder. Okay then. I mean, at least that one was near the end compared to the others. Which were, one of them was the very beginning one. Which is just silly on my part. Along the outside here. In there. There's some in there. Oh man. These last ones are just being really picky. There we go. Oh boy. Yeah, that place, looking at it from up here, it is quite large. Wow. Okay. There we go. Tomorrow we'll be back in Stardew, and we're working on some achievements, actually. I looked at it, I did a little bit off because, just, it can be time-consuming to do fish, especially when I'm looking up which ones I need. I need 6 expanded fish, most of them over on Ginger Island, because I haven't done much fishing there. And 3 more on the main, for the main game. All of which are summer fish, and we're now in fall. So I'm gonna have to get some magic bait for that. And we could do that though. That shouldn't be too hard to get. Especially because we're about to go do that creek quest to get more. Although I think I should have the recipe. So I could just make my own magic bait. I also think we can buy it from the Junimo Woods. So we have our options. We definitely have our options. And then we need some crab pots, actually. Once we get those fish, we'll have caught up with Mara. We will have caught up, and just like her, we'll only need the crab pots. We're actually at roughly the same number of fish. Hers are just slightly different because I have some fish she doesn't have. Well, she has some I don't have. So, we'll see how far we can get tomorrow, along with working on befriending people and crafting one of everything. Which means we need to start working on actually getting all the recipes, which I believe works with being friends with everyone. And one other thing I found is the final star drop we're missing is the Master Angler star drop. So once we catch these last fish, I think there's only like 15 of them, with some of those being crab pot fish, we'll have completed the Master Angler, gotten our star drop from Willy, and have every single star drop. So that'll be 2 in 1, and that'll be exciting. But that's all for tomorrow. I'll see you guys for that. Bye!
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We looked up at the stars all night. They were painting on the ceiling of our very own